Good afternoon. I'm Patrick Hamilton, an Associate Director of Strategy, focusing on travel and hospitality.
I'm Alex May, Fellow Associate Director of Strategy, focusing on travel, hospitality, and food services.
And today, we are here to talk about the full spectrum of men's hairstyles. Just kidding. But now that we have your attention, we would like to discuss how human-centric marketing and Movable Inc.'s technology can help you nurture, retain, and convert customers by creating inspiring one-to-one connections with your guests.
So what can you expect from today's session? So we're going to take you through a brief state of the travel industry, highlighting some key customer insights that pertains to the importance of personalization and customer-centric marketing as it relates to converting your customers. Then we're going to take you through some best-in-class strategic use cases utilizing Movable Inc. capabilities that will hopefully provide some thought starters, some ideas that you can take home to your own teams and businesses as you look to personalize your digital channels. Then we're going to look at some best-in-class client examples from some clients who have seen some amazing results with some of the tactics we'll be showing you today. And then we're going to finish off by leaving you with just a few key takeaways. Again, hopefully just some good information that act as thought starters after the conference for you and your teams.
So to set the stage, in uncertain economic times like the ones we're in, it's really no surprise that people are trying to save money. In fact, in a survey earlier this year, 73% of Americans said that they plan to reduce their overall spending. However, in that same survey, only 5% said that they're willing to reduce their spending on travel. So this shows just how important vacations and PTO have become.
So travel is top of mind for customers, but with the current economic state, they have to be savvier than ever when booking travel. And there's really two main ways customers are looking to save. The first is the obvious one, searching for cheaper flights. Customers trying to save by searching for cheaper options has grown from 2 percentage points, 46% to 48%, from July 2022 through July 2023. Price is paramount, always has been, always will be. But what's encouraging is we're seeing actually customers trying to save by burning their loyalty points has actually grown at a much faster rate over the same time period, 6 percentage points. Additionally, 70% of travelers are wanting to save money by using credit card points to buy travel. So I say this all is very encouraging because obviously competing on price alone isn't the most healthy or sustainable way to operate. Loyalty is what's ultimately going to set you apart to help you gain share of wallet with your key customer groups. And the key will really be proving out that value of your program to your customers, knowing that they have a ton of options.
So in the name of research, and this is not to be ageist, we'd like to do a quick live poll. Please raise your hand if you were born after 1980. All right, if you take a quick look around the room, and you can lie, by the way, we're not checking, you'll see there are quite a lot of hands raised. So why is this important to us? Fun fact, for a while now, millennials have been the largest generation, and we're now officially trailed by Gen Z, who's the second largest. After that, we have baby boomers, and then finally Gen X. And why is this relevant for travel specifically? Well, 46% of millennials plan to spend more on travel and experiences than they do on goods, and that's compared to 36% of the total population. What's more, after they join a loyalty program, 81% of millennials spend more, and that compares to 66% of boomers. And this is pretty huge. They are 14 times more likely to access their loyalty program details on a smartphone than they are on a desktop computer. And what's more, each new generation is not just receptive to personalized content, they now expect it. So while 43% of baby boomers expect personalized content, that number jumps to 57% for millennials and a whopping 81% of Gen Z. As it turns out, the kids are all right.
So one of the main takeaways there is that trust and loyalty will ultimately lead to increased revenue and lifetime value, but it's meaningful personalization that will really act as the bridge to really building that loyalty and that trust with your customers.
And so across all generations, as it turns out, travelers increasingly want those personalized experiences. In fact, 86% will be looking for that when they travel this year. As they open their wallets, 66% are willing to pay more for experiences that meet their own needs and preferences. And then finally, 77% said that they are likely to rebook if a travel experience was really personalized. So that's good for retention.
And the final insight we'll leave with y'all before we head into the next section is that booking windows are continuing to shift, but not necessarily in the same direction. We saw a 30% reduction in time spent planning for travel between 2019 and 2023. There's also some recent research that suggests that 61% intend to plan their vacations even further in advance. So the key here is obviously no two customers are alike, and you can't speak to them in the same way. And that's what leads us to our next section.
Putting it into practice. Let's take our understanding of personalization and travel behaviors and apply. Meet our travelers, Trick and Lex.
So first, we've got Trick. He's a perpetual planner, books travel as early as possible, often pays extra for comfort and convenience. He's a brand loyalist. He's looking to earn and enjoy the benefits of his favorite brand's loyalty program. And he also holds the co-branded travel credit card for his favorite brand.
And next up, we have Lex, who is our spontaneous sightseer. He monitors prices before he books. Who doesn't love a deal? He saves on his travel costs so that he can spend more once he's on vacation. He's more brand agnostic, and it's really price that drives his decisions. And shockingly, he does not hold any travel credit cards.
All right, so we're going to take you through a couple example journeys for Trick and Lex. I'm going to start with Trick. And here's a direct quote. "I would sooner take a connecting flight than sit in the middle seat. It's just not happening." So that's the kind of traveler we're dealing with when we're talking to Trick. All right, so I'm going to take you through some best-in-class personalization strategies to not only convert Trick, but to create an unmatched experience to really grow his lifetime value. Now, we know Trick's a planner. He's looking to book as far ahead as possible. And we also know, looking at his past booking behavior, that he prefers well-known international destinations. In other words, Trick's a little bougie. So we know he hasn't searched on our website in a while. He's in his dream and discover phase, so it's the perfect time to send him some personalized destination recommendations by showing him some of the hottest international spots in 2023. We're also going to drive some urgency by pulling in some personalized social proofing, so we can see that there's only 2 rooms left at this amazing property in Venice, and that 200 people are already looking to book an amazing spot in Madrid. And what do you know? It worked. We knew he'd be interested in those popular destinations at great prices, and he was able to snag that last room in Venice before it all got booked up. But we know Trick likes to travel in style. He is not hanging out in coach with people like Lex. So we're going to send him a personalized email campaign that shows a dynamic seat map for his upcoming flight. And the beautiful thing about this is we're not just saying, hey, there's only a couple seats left with extra legroom, but Trick can actually see that there's only 1 aisle seat left, and Trick is definitely an aisle guy. We can also send him a rich push notification to have him upgrade to the VIP experience at his hotel. But all jokes aside about bougie Trick, he's not the only one. 80% of travelers between the ages of 18 and 34 are willing to pay to upgrade their travel experience. 80%. We got to take advantage of that and make sure we're raking in as much upsell dollars as we can. All right, so we showed Trick that he can have a more comfortable, luxurious experience He snagged the last aisle seat and upgraded to the high floor room with the balcony overlooking the Grand Canal. Now we want to show him how far his newly acquired loyalty points can go. And as we've discussed, customers are looking to burn their points, do some micro burning to earn as much as they can in terms of savings. So we're going to show him first that he's really close to reaching gold status, but we're also going to show him that he can put his new points towards $100 off a flight, $70 towards an Amazon purchase, or $70 off an Uber ride. And I have a feeling he'll be putting that towards Uber Black on his way to the club, but maybe a new outfit, fresh outfit for the vacation. Finally, Trick has had the vacation of his life. He's feeling that post-vacation high, which is the perfect time to show him his personalized loyalty status. And we're going to show him that his 100,000 point balance can actually earn him some free bookings to even more international destinations. So this is the perfect restart to that dream and discover phase. And it works towards converting an incremental booking, all while showing Trick the immense amount of value he's received the moment he started planning his first trip to the second he got back home and started planning his next one.
So let's revisit our carefree friend Lex, who was quoted saying, "Upgrades are nice, but dinner by the ocean is nicer. Suit yourself, my friend. I will wave when you pass me on the plane." Since we know he's a bit of a hard sell, we will use our story's capability to track his behavior, and then we'll retarget him with personalized messages across campaigns until he books. To enhance these, we will pull in live pricing, partner reviews, and we're even going to highlight the forecast for the destination he is traveling to. And now, with our mobile SDK, we will also track his behavior on our app, and then we'll be able to serve him SMS and rich push notifications to complete an omni-channel millennial-appropriate strategy. In fact, one of our clients saw a 32% increase after they added rich push to their strategy. Now, let's say we try to upgrade Lex like we did Trick to a first-class seat, a premium cruise stateroom, or a hotel suite. No dice. But we're not done. Using partner integrations and Lex's answers from a poll, his next message will suggest excursions that he can take when he's on vacation. And since we know that millennials are much more likely to pre-book, we'll include some top dining options that he can consider. And when he converts, it's more revenue for both us and our partners. Fast forward, and Lex is back home after his trip, itching to get away again. But he has no idea the value of his loyalty points. So it's time to remind him that he can redeem those points towards his next trip. With an in-app notification, like the one you can see here, we will use his name, the last destination he booked, as well as the number of loyalty points he has gathered. And finally, as a best practice, what we'll do is show him the value of those points in dollars. And so our final task is to show him the value of our co-branded credit card, not to mention the hefty sign-on bonus that he will receive. And since he might not have enough points for a flight or a round-trip option, we can still highlight some smaller micro-burn opportunities like trip credits, Amazon credits, ride shares, and other options.
And then the final insight we'll leave you with is obviously the customer mindset's always changing, right? Particularly in the travel industry. In fact, 64% of travelers are now willing to avoid hotspots to prevent overcrowding, and they're looking to explore alternative destinations. So while we knew a lot about Trick and Lex, we need to always continue to get to know our customers, and that's where you can utilize Movable Link's live polling capabilities to understand what types of destinations they're interested in, what types of excursions or types of vacations your customers are interested in, and then utilize that for future retargeting or even some lookalike modeling to take some of those more common destinations and translate them into destinations that might be more off the beaten path.
So before we wrap, let's take a quick look at 2 client examples that highlight the value of dynamic, personalized content. Hawaiian Airlines wanted to add live pricing without increasing their production time. So using Movable Link, they now include live pricing in all of their fare emails, and as you can see, the results speak for themselves. 75% increase in revenue, and a 187% lift in conversions.
And this is an example from Global Hotel Alliance. They wanted to create a dynamic account summary module to display a member's loyalty tier, point balance, expiration info, and progress to their next loyalty tier. Using Movable Link's data visualizations and dynamic images, they were able to create this personalized recap campaign that is dynamic and personalized to the subscriber at the moment of open. And showing that value to their customers at the one-to-one level saw a result of a lift in engagement, 170% lift in click-through rate.
So to wrap, we would like to leave you with 3 key takeaways. The first is to reinforce that in 2023, personalization is expected and rewarded. The second is the growing importance of loyalty. Guests don't want to just amass points, but to redeem them. And then finally, don't sleep on your mobile approach. It turns out your youngest customers will reward you for years to come. Thank you.